Okay, today on the show we're going to look at the Audi S5. Pan was kind enough to lend his car for the review. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at the exterior shots first. It's interesting to note that in 2008 what they decided to do in Audi was take an A4, press down on it, make it wider, give it a more athletic stance, and take off two doors, and they call it an A5. And the result was a beautiful car. In fact, so beautiful it was in the movie Hitman. So why is this car good looking and what distinguishes it from its competitors? Well, I think that the most important thing is that Audi has gone with much less chiseled character lines. If we look at the Mercedes and the BMWs of this world, they're very, very chiseled. These are very, very elegant lines. They're not very pronounced, and it gives the car a very, very slick, refined look. Another thing that's good about the car is the rear end. We're going to look at that right now. The rear of the car is very nice. I think it's the best angle. These are the famous Audi LED lights. What's more important from a design standpoint is that the lines of the car draw back into this beautiful, discreet rear spoiler. It looks great. Okay, so this is my buddy Pan, and he's going to tell us why he bought the car.
Well, essentially, I really like the exterior design language. I find this car is very sexy, yet it's understated, so I like that. The interior materials are unbelievable. Also, the brute force of the engine.
This engine is great. It's a V6 supercharged. I don't know why they put V6 turbo. The car looks amazing. Again, let's look at it from the side. I just want to make a few remarks about the car on the road as we look at the car. It weighs a lot. You feel it when you drive hard. It understeers a lot, and the Quattro is not really useful for anything other than the all-wheel drive for the inclement weather. It's not really a performance four-wheel drive. As we go inside the car now, that design language that Pan was talking about is just so evident. All Audi interiors look the same, however they managed to differentiate themselves with better materials and, I don't know, a slightly revised design language. I can't tell what it is, but this car feels definitely much more upscale than the A4. I love the contrast leather stuff they have going on the seats. Look at the just the window up-down pulls. They have like a little aluminum brushing. That's really awesome. Look at how this feature sweeps down. It's really a nice design language. Once again, those seats are so comfortable. They're wonderful, these seats. Not too much shoulder bolstering, you know, sometimes that gets annoying. It's like too much. The rear seats, it's perfect if you have any friends who have no legs. Apart from that, they're just nice to look at. Nobody goes there, as you can see. The steering wheel is nice and meaty at the 10 and 12 o'clock position, and the font of the gauges is perfect. That is an Audi strong point. The center console looks good, and just the entire interior is awesome. The touch points are excellent. The shifter is very comfortable to use. The paddle shifts are easy to use. It's just great. The center console here looks great, even better at night, which I find its strength. So we're going to talk about this engine now. The thing about this engine is that it's very, very torquey, and there's no turbo light because it's a supercharger. So that's a real plus benefit. The negative, of course, is that it has a very, well, not a very, but a higher fuel consumption than its turbocharged competitors. So I don't want to say one is better than the other because there is a trade-off. However, this one is definitely the more monster engine of its competitors. Let's listen to it. It sounds pretty good. Okay, so should you buy this car? Well, you certainly can. What this car does very well, better than everything, is the regular drive. It is so comfortable, and so easy to drive that 99.9% of the time you're going to be very happy to have bought this car. However, when you push for the higher performance, the canyon carving, you're better off with the BMW 435.